Sean Campbell Show, a podcast for the aspiring and hungry entrepreneur.
Hey everybody, Sean Campbell, the Sean Campbell Show, a podcast by entrepreneurs and for entrepreneurs. And today I want to talk about this article that I read, and it was going over some of the myths of social media marketing. Now, one of the myths in particular is something that I'm always preaching to everybody that I meet, to my clients and people that, maybe I'm talking to as far as, maybe become a client, is the importance of utilizing your social media to keep in contact with your audience and retain your client base. Now, I totally get it. A lot of us, including myself, run Facebook ads or Instagram or even YouTube ads for that ROI. And I totally understand that you want to invest, some of your marketing dollars into a return on your investment. I'm not disputing that at all. However, if you're thinking that your social media program should 100% be committed towards that immediate, that finding that new customer, that new client all the time, then you're 100% missing the boat completely. Your social media program should be primarily a focus on being able to communicate with your audience and being accessible to your audience, okay? It's a means for you to retain your audience. It's a means for you to, it's an opportunity for you to keep in touch with that 20% of your clients or customers that's responsible for 80% of your revenue. I don't care what business you're in, that applies to every single business. So I'm asking you as a business owner or somebody who's thinking about starting a business, what are you doing or what are you going to do to keep that 20% of your client base responsible for 80% of your revenue? That's 20% of your customers that are helping you pay your bills, that are helping you reach your goals. What are you doing to keep in contact with them, to keep connected with them? That's what social media is all about. Again, yeah, I understand you want to commit some for that, that finding the new client. I totally get it. But the primary focus of your social media should be to stay connected with your audience, to keep that audience, to keep them satisfied, an opportunity for them to voice their opinions to you. If you're a coffee shop, I always talk about this example, and you're thinking about putting out a new macchiato or a latte, you could post that on your Facebook or Instagram page and find out exactly what your audience wants and instead of just taking a stab in the dark, right? If your reviews are always telling you that your coffee is bad, and then maybe it's time to change your coffee. It's your opportunity for you to, communicate with your audience and hear what their needs are, to hear what their wants are from you. Okay, if you're not doing that, if that's not part of your program, or if you don't have that mindset, and you think your social media should be just 100% ads to find new clients, I'll tell you what, if I'm a customer of somebody and I see that there's that a new client gets 10% off or 15% off or 20% off, and I'm stuck at that normal rate, but you're always, looking for that new client, I'm probably not going to be a customer of yours very, very long. In fact, that's happened very, very recently, where I noticed that there's a business that I typically buy from. It's always looking for that new client, the new customer, whereas I don't get that opportunity to save as a new client would. So it's just a food for thought. I mean, that's one of the biggest myths about social media, that it's a chance for you to find, a new client all the time. And it's not. It's a chance for you to increase your brand awareness. It's a chance for you to increase your opportunity to resonate with your audience, to communicate with your audience, and to hear what your audience wants. That should be a huge, huge, huge focal point of your social media marketing. And it should not always be all about finding the new client. In fact, I would probably guess about 80% of my interaction from these videos are from my current clients. And I love that because my current clients are interacting with me on this. And it's a perfect example of me not trying to find the new client, but me enforcing my own principles and my own rules that if I'm going to practice what I preach. These videos and my content that I do on my own social is really meant to keep in touch with my clients so they don't go anywhere. There's nothing worse than losing a client. 99% of my efforts online are meant to keep my clients. Yes, every once in a while I'll run an ad for myself on Facebook or YouTube. And to be honest, more times than not, I'm just trying to test things out on my own platforms before I implement with a new client or a client of mine. But most of my marketing dollars, most of my attention, the reason for doing these videos and the content that I produce, it's really to keep in touch and make sure my clients know that I'm still out there, still caring about them first and foremost. So that's my 2 cents, and that is, the purpose of this video is to keep you educated on your mindset for your own social media marketing program. Do something to retain that 20% of your clients that are bringing in 80% of your revenue. It's applicable to every single business out there. So there's going to be a little subscribe button coming up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube and not a subscriber yet. Really appreciate it. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Campbell Marketing Group. I really appreciate that. You can listen to this podcast on Google, Apple, Spotify, and Anchor, and many other platforms that you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you have any questions, comments, or things that you want me to topics that you want me to cover, I look forward to your comments below. So thanks a lot.
Thank you for listening to The Sean Campbell Show. Follow us on Instagram at The Sean Campbell Show.